Alright, so without further ado, let's move ahead into this Williams career, as we have just mentioned that it is the final race of this Season 1 with Williams, going into the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. What's going on, DH, man? It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoy the stream. So, like I said, it has come to this. We are at Abu Dhabi, and over the last few races, we've not been doing all that bad. In fact, the last 5, we've finished in the top 15 for 3 of them. Russia, Brazil, and Mexico, finishing 13th, 13th, and 11th, respectively. Almost cracking into the top 10. Almost cracking into the top 10, but as I may mention before, the average finish that I wanted to get to by the end of this first season was 15th, 16th place. And while we hadn't reached that, we've been averaging like 17th, 18th. I do see that this car is starting to make some strides. It's starting to make some growth. As you can clearly see, we are not last place in the car development. We're decently ahead of Alfa Romeo. We're kind of fighting it out with Haas right now for 8th place on the car grid. And you can take a look and see the rest of the midfield in there. It's not that far away from where we're at. We're somewhere about, what, 560, 570 on the car grid. The rest of the mid-pack is like 590, 600. We're not that far away from the mid-pack. And then, of course, you see Mercedes is leading the pack. They're over 700 in the car performance. Red Bull and Racing Point are fighting it out for second. Racing Point, yeah, Racing Point fighting out for second place over Ferrari. Ferrari is still a ways back in 4th place on the car grid. Yeah, new series, it's the Try Not to Suck with Williams series. That's the driver career mode, where I gotta try and stick with Williams the entire way through this career mode and better the car, turn them into a powerhouse, ultimately try to win the drivers and constructors title with Williams. And I know it's going to take like 5-6 seasons. It's going to take a while, not compared to like the My Team career mode. Williams may be last in dev points, but Haas is the slowest car on the track. Okay, well I mean, we've seen that in a few of the stream races that have happened over the last few days, where Grosjean, we may not be catching up to Grosjean, but Magnussen is definitely slow. Magnussen has definitely been slower than me when it comes to driving around these tracks. So if there's going to be any person that I'm going to be passing out there on the track, it's definitely going to be Magnussen. Facilities-wise, nothing has changed. The aero chassis and powertrain are still at Spec 1. Durability is still at Spec 2. No improvements upon the horizon. It is all still going to remain the same. And like I said, let's just get right into this. The final race of this first season with Williams. We're going to Abu Dhabi, a track that I just don't like the layout to. I think that I will finish last unless there's a car that DNFs. I'm just gonna be that guy. Unless a car DNFs, I'm gonna finish in last place. 2022 could be a game changer with all the rules coming in. I don't know all of the new rules for 2022. If you could list them off, if you can like give me an abbreviated rundown as to what the rules are for 2022, that'd be great. Obviously, I know that the salary cap, like the big thing for 2022, is the institution of a salary cap that every single team has to be under when they're developing their car. I know that for a fact. And also the amount of time, the amount of wind tunnel time per team is staggered based off of how good your car did, how good your constructor team as a whole did compared to last season. So if you're Mercedes, you're going to get the lowest amount of wind tunnel time out of every car on the grid because of the fact that you have won the constructor's title. Whereas Williams, they'll get the most amount. They'll be allotted the most amount of wind tunnel time because they were the worst car in terms of points accumulated. So that I know, and the salary cap I know, but I don't know the rest of the rules and stuff. Of course, Abu Dhabi, it's not going to rain. It's a little partly cloudy, but it is definitely not going to rain out here in the desert. We've got no rivalries going into the final race of the season. I don't think they're going to give me any rivalry either. They're not going to push a rivalry on me right at the end of the season. So let's just get into practice. Nothing needs to be changed. DH, there is a retirement that is going to happen at the end of the year. Kimi Räikkönen is no longer going to be at Alfa Romeo. I did take off the driver movements. So every single driver is going to stay at their team unless they retire. So Hamilton's going to stay at Mercedes, Vettel's going to stay at Ferrari, Max is going to stay at Red Bull, Ricciardo's going to stay at Renault. Everyone's staying at their own team unless somebody retires.
I've had a chat with Carl about the new parts, and we're happy that they've been integrated into the car okay. With any luck, you'll be able to feel the improvement, so give them a try.
Hell, if there's any improvement. Gearbox 28%. Yeah, I don't worry about that. In almost every race, Haas has been much worse than Williams. Only Latifi was... Well, it's Latifi. Latifi is and has been, like, the slowest guy on the grid from what I've noticed. Not just in driver career, but doing my team career. Like, he just may be programmed in as the slowest guy. Yeah, I know. It sucks that my father is retiring, but, you know, all these things happen in life. Oh, really? Yeah, Latifi's driver change, like his driver stats change, I think dropped him to 69 overall. Which, by the way, before I even got onto the stream today, I did make the driver developmental changes, applied them to this save. .69 would be a buff. That's what I thought was on that character grid. I thought that's what was on the character grid that Arava showed in his video, like showing all the stats that everybody had now. I don't think it showed exactly what the changes were, it just showed what everyone's stats were now set to. So if it was a buff, then I guess it's a buff. It's this corner. It's this corner right here that leads into this section where I know I'm going to get rammed from behind by the AI drivers because they always think I go too slow in that corner. They always think I brake too early. To which I say, no, the AI drivers kind of brake way too late. Legitimately, I think they brake too late. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, they may be on the F1 website. Yeah, I'm gonna need more front brake then. Shit! Yeah, I'm lowering it so I can get more front brake, absolutely. There we go. We purpled it that time. But yeah, it just feels like I have to brake earlier. Like before I started messing around with the brake bias, I felt like I had to brake earlier because of the fact I wasn't making that turn. Whereas every car behind me was braking so much later than me and plowing into the back of me. We saw it with Vettel, we saw it with Lando Norris, we saw it with Carlos Sainz. I think Lance Stroll hit me before. Lewis Hamilton's hit me before. Which, don't get me wrong, it helped me out in the race where they had to then go into the pits and fix their busted wing. But I mean, it just irked me that I was braking so much earlier than everybody else. And I couldn't do anything about it. Or I could do something about it, I just didn't remember at the time. That I could change my brake bias. I definitely think this is a track where you need to play around with the brake bias in order to make shit work. This is definitely one of those tracks where you gotta do it. I think Bahrain may be the other. Alright, well, I'll play around with it after this lap. But lowering the brake bias means that I'm putting more pressure into the front brakes. Whereas, what was it? Raising it is more pressure into the rear brakes. Okay, let's look into the setup. Alright, front brake bias. Setting the brake bias to the front increases the chance of front lock. Oh no, actually it's the other way around. Increases the chance of front lockups, causing understeer on corner entry, whereas rearward brake bias has the opposite effect. So I need to have it at like 50%. Instead of 53, I need to have it here at 50% just so I don't have that understeer, especially into that tight section. Brake pressure, I'll make it so you guys can read it. Brake pressure determines the maximum potential braking power of the vehicle, although an increase can result in shorter stopping distances. Shut the fuck up, Jeff. It will be far easier to lock up, particularly in wet or bumpy surfaces, which have the opposite effect and severely reduce stopping power. So honestly, I should probably do like full 150. Like, I probably need to go, full 100 brake pressure and 50% front brake bias. I'll give it a test, because we're not worrying about wet or bumpy surfaces here. It's pretty much a smooth track. So I'll play around with this and see what it will do for me. I'm understeering when I'm braking. So it said that it would cause hold on. Yeah, it would cause lockup if I did put it higher. So I'll probably go 58 instead. Yeah, that's the thing. I thought by reading it, and interpreting it, I thought it was the higher it was, the more understeer you'd get. I guess I interpreted it backwards. I did not watch Hell in a Cell. Like, I was catching bits of the Twitter feed because I have friends that watch it. Alright, let's see how late I can break. Oh, that's much better. That was much better break into. That was actually much better going into it than previously. So actually, maybe this is right for me. Having the 100 brake pressure and a 58 brake bias. I think this is good for me. Even like I said, I was braking right about where it said the braking should have started based off of the line, whereas I was braking a good couple hundred yards before that. I say a couple hundred, probably a good 50 to 100 yards before that, just because I wasn't getting the right pressure. So yeah, up in the brake pressure to 100 helped, and I think 58. 58's not causing me to understeer. 53 was. 58 is, it's not really looking like it is. Maybe a little bit, like very minimal understeer, but it doesn't really feel like it's as bad as it was previously. So I think I'm going to just roll with this. I think rolling with this is going to be what my Abu Dhabi setup's going to be like then. Yeah, thanks for helping me out trying to understand. Like I said, when I read it, I thought I interpreted it one way, but I interpreted it backwards, apparently. Oh, shit. Hey, what's going on, Nikki? God, crap. Yeah, that's what Saranti was just saying, Nikki. The United States has their clocks go back this coming weekend. Our daylight savings time rollback is this Sunday. Well, with the exception of that slippage because I hit the stupid rumble strips, I was actually doing okay with that turn in. Hey, what's going on, Spade? Everyone's popping up now. How you guys doing? Brake pressure of 85. I don't think I've ever had a brake pressure that low. And we're talking about going back to like the F1 setups stuff, where I think the lowest I ever had as far as a brake pressure pre-setup was 90. So when you're talking about 85, like, I've never seen a brake pressure set up at 85. But yeah, Nikki, I saw you were fangirling over Lewis Hamilton in the Discord chat. So of course, congrats to him. And we were talking about at the start of the streams, like, when is Lewis or Mercedes going to lose a race this season the rest of the way, and I just can't see it. Like, you take a look at what's left. There's Imola, Turkey, both Bahrain races, and Abu Dhabi. I just don't see Mercedes losing any of those. Not just Lewis Hamilton losing, I mean Mercedes in general. Serenity, I guess it could also come down to the track. Like, this one definitely needs to have the pressure set up to 100 for me, compared to the other tracks that I've raced on where I followed your specific setup at 95 brake pressure, and it's been fine for me. So I think this is just one of the tracks where it needed to deviate for me. Yeah, Nikki, I don't think that's in doubt, and obviously he's going to tie the all-time driver's title record this year. He's more than likely going to win it and take the title next year. So in that time, he's definitely going to add to that all-time wins record. It's just a matter of how much is he going to increase it by. And not just next year, but beyond, if he decides to stay driving in F1 after 2021. Because whatever number he finally puts up, it's going to be extremely hard to beat. I mean, hell, for the longest time, what was it, 91 wins was thought to be unobtainable? So whatever number that Hamilton's going to set it to, that's going to be, like, almost legit unobtainable. Not unless you are a wonderful driver with, like, the best car underneath you, which is what Hamilton has. Unless you can match the Hamilton setup, I don't think that any driver's going to come close to what Hamilton's going to set it to. And I know we've had this discussion on this channel several times before as to what is going to happen once Hamilton wins the 8th driver's title to, of course, beat Michael Schumacher there and be the all-time winningest, not just the all-time winningest, but the all-time most driver's titles in the history. What happens there? Does he straight up retire? Does he move to another discipline? Like, does he go to IndyCar? Does he stay in F1? Like, we have no idea. All I know is that he is, whatever he decides to do, he is going to put that wins record out of reach. Figure if he wins, obviously, the rest of the season, he'll have 97. only need 3 more the entirety of next season just to hit triple digits. And yeah, like I said, I just don't see anybody coming anywhere close to that. In the future, in the near future, definitely. In the far future, if ever, I don't think. Well, the safe bet is he'll obviously... The safe bet is that he will push for 100 wins. Combined this year and next year, of course. He'll be the only guy with triple-digit wins in F1. And it was already hard enough to get to Michael Schumacher's record. I don't think that anybody is going to come close to that record that Lewis Hamilton's going to push it to. Like I said, not in the short term, not in the long term, probably not ever. So what's it's Lewis Hamilton right now at 92. Then it's Schumacher. Then I think is it Prost or Vettel? Like, I know Vettel's in the top 5. I don't know how many wins Vettel has in his career, but he's in the top 5. Prost had 51, Senna had 49, and I don't remember if Vettel had above or below Prost, but he's definitely ahead of Senna as far as overall wins, or career wins. Vettel has 53. Okay, so he is just a little ahead of Prost for third. But you gotta think, Vettel and Hamilton started racing in F1 close to around the same time, right? Vettel, I think, is a little bit older, isn't he? No. Vettel's a little bit younger. Let's take a look at this. So Vettel age. Vettel's like 34. He's 33. Oh, he was born in the same year as me. Okay. Which, by the way, my birthday's coming up on Wednesday. 33. Oh boy. Yeah, I thought Vettel came up the same time as Hamilton. No, Hamilton started in 2005? When did Hamilton start his F1 career? 2005 or 2006? (2007). Okay, my mistake. So Hamilton started his F1 career in 2007. When he became a full-time driver for McLaren in 2007. Sebastian Vettel also started in 2007. His first race was the 2007 US Grand Prix. So they started the same year. Obviously, Vettel was not a full-time driver in 2007. I think he just took over for somebody. But yeah, that's crazy. They started the same exact time, and Hamilton's got almost double the amount of wins that Vettel has. Hamilton's won a third of the races he's been. Okay, so that leads into what I was talking about earlier, where I thought it said that something in the turbo era of the turbo engine era from 2014 and on, because that was when the V8 turbo hybrid came into existence. It was something like 60 to 65% of all races have been won by Mercedes, which is crazy to think that one team can be that dominant for so long in this current engine era. It's mind-boggling how they can consistently keep up and keep innovating and keep ahead of the game, winning all these races. And obviously it helps that they have Hamilton. They have like the best driver at this point in time. That helps, yes. But you can't really have the best driver driving a shithouse car around. That's Charles Leclerc's job with a Ferrari in the future. Just leave that to him. But you really can't get the best driver driving a shithouse around and getting 92 wins. You got to have some semblance of a good car underneath you, and Mercedes has done just that. Mercedes has gone above and beyond, and they are a class above. So you have the best driver tied to the best car. It's only natural that they're going to win. It's only natural they're expected to win. Not just that they're going to win, but they're expected to win. But yeah, winning a third of all races that he's entered in, that's That is also a bit insane. Wait a minute, hold on a second. I think I also read on Twitter somewhere that Hamilton now has a higher winning percentage than, it was either Graham Hill or Jim Clark. I think is the stat. Like, Hamilton has won 35% of all of his races, and Jim Clark's won like 34, 33. Isn't that like the wild stat? That before Lewis Hamilton, wasn't Jim Clark considered the best British driver of all time? Or are we going to throw in like Graham Hill and Jackie Stewart and like them in there? Like, outside of Lewis Hamilton, like, before Lewis Hamilton was, like, given this moniker, who was considered the best British driver of all time? Was it Hill? Was it Clark? Was it Jackie Stewart? All three very good drivers, mind you, of course.
Alright, that's the program complete.
Alright, we got that. We're good. I'll take the green for qualifying time. I'm not gonna go shoot for purple because I know for a fact I cannot purple this track because I just dislike this track with a passion. So I'm not gonna bother with it. Alright, let's move ahead.
And with all the cars now over the line, let's see our top three.
Let's see our top three. Our top three, why? Because it's FP1, and I was the only one that drove soft tire. That's how it works. And I forgot I changed my camera. Senna had 41? I thought Senna had 45. Oh, I must have misread. I had to have misread when I was going over it. Okay, as far as the engine goes, yeah, the engine is fine going into it. Alright, let's bop this up. Bop this up to 95. And let's move ahead. Let's move ahead to qualifying. One person I'm surprised not here is Tykesman, because I was kind of relying on Tykesman to give me updates about the Bears game. Since the Bears play tonight, it is Monday Night Football, the Chicago Bears versus the Los Angeles Rams, a battle of very, very dynamic teams in the fact that the Bears have arguably one of the best defenses in the NFL, and the LA Rams have one of the best offenses, but it's a matter of who is going to come out on top. Bears obviously don't have one of the best offenses. The Bears are kind of just floundering. The Bears are treading water when it comes to offense. Google says it's tomorrow. What do you mean it's tomorrow? No, the Bears and Rams are today. Monday nights. 7:10 p.m. Chicago time. So technically it would be tomorrow for you. It would be Tuesday. Yeah, technically it would be tomorrow for you. Alright, and as far as the R&D tree goes, I did want to build this up, the front wing end plates, to minimize drag reduction. This will get done before the start of next season, so we just develop this up now, just so it'll open up, as you can see, these three things that I could build up on my Aero. And here's another thing that is a bit of a downer. As you can see, question marks on each one of these end plates, which means that I need to wait for the facility to be built to spec 2. Otherwise, I am bottlenecked. Much like I am with the chassis right now, I will be bottlenecked in building up my aero. So as you can see right now, this thing is being built up, the Cascade winglets. This end plate for drag reduction is going to get built up for the start of the season. Then I will only have 3 more things that I can build up on the aero before I get bottlenecked, and hoping that the Williams team spends money to upgrade the facilities. Otherwise, I'm in the same boat as I am, as you can see, with the chassis. I only have 3 things left to build up on the chassis before I just gotta sit and twiddle my thumbs as to waiting for when they will build up the facility. I mean, obviously, once I build these 2 up, the chassis and the aero, then yeah, I can focus all my time and my effort on the powertrain to build a much better engine, as well as maybe get a little bit of work on the durability. As you can see here, only 3 things built up on it. But, you know, I would love, and this car needs the chassis and the aero to be built up so that it's lighter, so that it's less drag intensive. But also at the same point in time, look at everybody behind me. Mercedes, obviously, they've got the most powerful engine because they're Mercedes, and we're borrowing a Mercedes engine. That's why we have the heights that we are. But you take a look at all of the teams behind me. Alpha Tauri, Racing Point, McLaren, Renault, Red Bull, Ferrari. They're all right there. From 2nd to 8th, they're all right there in terms of their power output. So I really next season cannot dilly-dally around with the aero and the chassis. Next season, I'm going to start putting all my time and effort into my engine to make it built out, to make it more powerful, to make it matter, and make my car matter. Because yeah, building out the chassis and the aero, as I said, that was a first season job, because we needed to lower the drag and to lower the weight. Next season, if I want to try and push up to, you know, right up at the top of the back half, 12th, 11th, maybe even 10th place, I need to build up my engine. I need to make it faster. I need to make it better than what it currently has. And yeah, right off the bat, I could build 3 things with a very, very small amount of R&D points. I mean, look at that. This first one, I could build 600 R&D points. Next one will probably be like 635, 640, and then 690 for the next one. So, relatively small amounts of R&D points needed going forward, at the very least, to get a kickstart on my engine. But then, of course, then you hit the major, and they are going to take quite a long time. It's okay, because they will offer a substantial power output. But as you can see, the R&D points are going to take a toll, where it's at least going to be 1,100 points by the time I reach it. And hell, it may even be like 1,300 points by the time I reach it in order to make it work. So that's going to be the thought process for next season, is that, hey, we're doing right now by building up the aero and the chassis and making the car a little bit better on that front, but now we need to give it that oomph. We need to give it that push to get through the pack and start pushing to potentially get points more often than what we haven't yet. So that's going to be the thought for next season, is we're going to be building up the engine for next season. Alright, let's get into qualifying. See, but here's the thing, though. For me, I gotta hope the Bears' defense is absolute trash. Like, I would love it to be like a high-scoring game and the Bears win, like 48-45, something like that. I just want the Bears' defense to be trash, so trash, because my cousin has the Bears' defense on his fantasy football team, and I am going up against him, obviously. I want him to get like -5 points. He's beating me by 2 points. I have nobody left to go today. He is beating me by 2 points, and he has the Bears defense. So, I want the Bears to just give up a ton of yards, give up a ton of points, to make it so that he loses enough points so that I win the fantasy matchup. That is my hope for tonight. Obviously, I'd love for the Bears to win, but you know, if there's a little bit of incentive, I'd love the Bears to give up like 35 points. just a little bit greedy on my part. Like, yes, Bears, one of the top-rated defenses in the league. Can you please give up 35 points for my fantasy matchup? I'm sure they'd oblige. Hey, speak of the devil. Tykesman, how you doing, my man? Was legit just talking about you. How you feeling about the Bears game tonight? Yeah, so did every other European that came in here. They've been talking about the fucking time jump. The U.S. clocks don't go back until next Sunday. You're feeling confident? I'm feeling greedy, to be honest with you. I'd love if the Bears could win like 48-45, just so my cousin can get negative points on the Bears defense, so I can win my matchup. Oh, I'm not going to take that. So if the Bears can just do me a solid by giving up 45 points, like, I would be okay. If they could still win, of course, that'd be great, too. But if they can just give up 45 points, I'd be all for that. Dude, I saw your score. Giving up 45 points would not kill your team. Because here's the thing. You've got two people going. Your opponent's got nobody going. And you're up by, like, what, 20 points, was it? You're not going to lose 20 points by having an offensive player and the Bears defense going at the same time. It's not possible. You're not going to lose 20 points. So don't worry about it. If the Bears win 48-45, that'll help me out so I can win this week. What's going on, Merman? Hope you're doing well, bud. How bad did I kill my tires? 7% wear just by doing that one run. How bad was said one run? Well, said one run was actually pretty trash. Not even going to lie. I'm 19th right now. If I want to make it, to the safe zone, I gotta get a full second faster. There ain't no way I'm getting a full second faster at Abu Dhabi. Not in this car, and not with my driving ability either. I just cannot drive this track well. Need Allen Robinson to get a few good catches as well. Give him a couple of catches, I'm sure. It'll be fine. The Battle of the Birds? Yeah, because I had Chris Carson and Christian Kirk on my fantasy team. And Chris Carson went and got himself injured.
30 seconds left in the session.
Chris Carson went and got himself injured in the first quarter. I was not too happy about that. Wow, I can late break the hell out of that, but... Well, picking up some tips by not doing what I just did. Also, trying to pick up tips from me in Abu Dhabi is probably not a good idea. Just saying that, I am not good at Abu Dhabi. Yes, I am still having dinner. I am not going to be streaming tomorrow night. I'm going to my parents because they're having a birthday dinner for me, so I will not be streaming. I was going to make that known over the course of the day.
Okay, there's 2 minutes left in this session and we're in the drop zone. We need a quick lap, or that's qualifying over for us.
Jeff, look at who you're dealing with. It was going to be qualifying over anyway. Yep, I'm starting in 19th. Presumably one will be Saransit. The other one is working out of state. Alright, so what do we got here? Both Williams boys, both Alpha boys, and Roman Grosjean. Dropping all the way into 20th. So yeah, I obviously did not get a full second faster. I need to be 4/10, almost 5/10 faster if I wanted to escape the drop zone. I got a little bit better. The first lap did seem a little sketchy, so I was doing a little bit better on that front, but as you can clearly see, just was not good enough to get out of Q1. So we move ahead. We move ahead.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it.
It wasn't good, Claire.
You won't be starting at the front of the pack. Are you worried? Let's talk about another team. How do you feel they did today?
Let's talk about Renault. No, let's not talk about Renault. I don't care about Renault.
Well, here's hoping they're working hard to find some improvements.
Yeah, here's to hoping, all right. Yeah, Raikkonen, what was it, 16th to 6th on the opening lap, and then he dropped. And then he started dropping like a stone. It can't have been his driving ability. It more than likely was his car. What's going on, Max? All right, Abu Dhabi. Not a good track to end the season, but we gotta do it anyway. How many laps was it again? It's 28 laps. This track eats tires. As I remember this track being one of the tracks where a two-stop strategy is almost always a good idea. However, starting from the rear, what should I do? Medium, soft, soft? Like, I'm more than inclined to start on medium tires, personally. Starting in 19th place, there just doesn't seem to be a reason why I should be on soft tires to begin this race. Like, not a thought.
It's time then for one final race in this year's Formula 1
Yeah, my
World
team is real
Championship.
good, dude.
2010
Yeah,
saw
full
4
control of
drivers
your
in
team
contention for the title
in some
coming
aspects.
into this race, with Sebastian Vettel prevailing to become the youngest
Where you
world
get to choose
champion
your second
to date.
driver, you obviously
one
build up your
last sting in
car
the
kind of
tail
how like
awaiting
you
us
do
today?
in
Well, it's time
normal
to find
driver
out.
career.
Here comes the Abu
And you
Dhabi
can also pick and
Grand
choose
Prix.
what
The
facilities
drivers
you
will be
want to
racing
build up
here
as
at the
well.
Yas Marina circuit through
I feel like they
21
could
corners
expand
and a
upon
lap
it.
distance
They could
of
do
just
more
over
with it in future
3.4
games.
miles. There are a few opportunities to pass, with long straights and DRS zones in 2 places, turns 8 and turn 11. Plenty of close racing then, plenty of speed, and I hope
Plenty of
drama
close
to be
racing,
found
my
in the laps
dude.
ahead. Off the back of a fantastic
don't
qualifying
believe that,
session,
especially
it's
in all the
time
races
to see
that
how
I've
our
had.
starting grid looks for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas.
Oh boy,
The
it's the
French starts from
Mercedes
pole
boys at the
position,
top row.
and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel, and Ricciardo, Perez, Stroll, Gasly, and
Pink
Lando
Mercedes.
Norris. Albon, Kvyat,
Albon
Carlos
with a penalty.
Sainz,
What's going on,
and
J-Bro?
Ocon, Magnussen, Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi, and George Russell. O'Brien and Roman Grosjean sits at the back of the grid. It's
Shit's going to suck.
It's been a long season, but let's try to end it on a high note.
It's been a long season. I'm sure they say that. They've been saying that, Williams, for years now. Been a long season, and it's not a good thing. Alright, I'm curious as what the race director is going to show people driving. Bottas and Hamilton starting on medium tires. Most everybody else on the soft. Who else is starting on soft? Ocon, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, all starting on medium tires. But like I said, this is a race where I feel like it's got to be a two-stop strategy. It's got to be a two-stop strategy, even if you're on medium tires. Unless you're doing medium hard. Like, that would be the only thing I could think of, is if you're doing a one-stop and it's medium hard. But you're just gonna lose so much speed. Over the course of the race, you're just gonna lose so much speed. You did a 4-hour event today for, what did you do it for? And, what was it, F1 or any other racing game that you're on? Hey, what's going on, Halvey? Soft, medium, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking medium hard, Saranti. I'm trying to envision time-wise how much it's going to save. So if I do soft, medium, it would be a time of 46:34. So if I remove this stint and we do medium hard, what about hard medium? Yeah, what if I do hard medium? Like, how much time will that change up? Because, like I said, I'm starting from near the back. I know I'm going to be losing time. I'm going to be losing time no matter what I choose. Not just the tire that I'm on, but because it's because I'm in a Williams. 4-hour spa race. Oh, cool. So you did, what was it, just a hosted race? Because I'm sure, I don't think it was the official endurance race that was at Spa. Yeah, it looks like hard medium might actually be, you know, worse in terms of time. It might very well be worse in terms of time. I know, I lose too much time. See, that's the thing. I either do medium hard, you know, one-stop strategy, and lose 8 seconds on my time, or I do the two-stop strategy of the soft, medium. And at the very least, I'd be keeping up with the pack. You know what? Because I feel like I'm going to lose a lot of time, I think I'm just going to go with the official strategy. I think I'm just going to go with the soft, medium then. Whoop, not like that. Revert. I think I'm just going to go with the official strategy, official two-stop. So we'll go 8 on the first stint, 9 on the second stint, and mediums the rest of the way. Like I said, otherwise I'm not going to be in the DRS path. I'm just going to be playing catch-up the entire way. So there's no real reason for me to do the medium-hard strategy. I might as well just do the two-stop. It's like this, Canada, Mexico, Bahrain even. Like, those are the tracks where it feels like the better course of action is to do a two-stop strategy. If you try to make a one-stop work, you better hope you have a great car to do it. And this is just not one of those cars. This is not a car where you could get away with, you know, the power of overcoming a one-stop strategy on hard tires at the end of the race when everyone else is running mediums, maybe softs. So I think I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet. I'll roll with the two-stop strategy and we'll just let it ride. Wait a minute. Why am I in a formation lap? I never turned the formation lap on. I never turned the formation lap on. What is going on here?
Good. Gearbox is responding normally. Make sure to warm up the tyres and brakes. Warm the tyres and brakes throughout the lap.
What the hell happened here? I never turned formation lap on. I'm gonna have to go back out. I'm going to go back out before I start the second race. I never turned formation lap on. this is some shit, man. I've never turned the formation lap on. I've never done formation lap ever in this game. It is personal preference, yeah. Like I said, I just don't think I'll be able to get any positions by doing a one-stop strategy. Like, I think if anything, I'll finish in last, personally, because I won't be able to catch up to anybody. Oh, I've already done that before. Or I've actually run into people coming into the pits. Not on a formation lap, which I think Grosjean also did. I think he ran into Magnussen going into the pits. But yeah, no shit, guys. I've never done a formation lap ever. I never wanted to do a formation lap in this game. And I never turned it on. So I have no idea why all of a sudden this turned it on. I have no idea why it automatically turned on formation lap. Alright. I can't go anywhere. Shh. Whoa! Where the fuck am I going? Jesus Christ! I completely missed turn fucking 2. Yeah, I'm running my own fucking layout over here. What the hell? I have no clue what happened. Legitimately no idea how that happened. I probably just got caught watching the back of the guy's cars in front of me. Yeah, exactly. This is my track now. This is my own rules. Fucking go Calvin Ball. Calvin Ball Racing. Oh god, this turn is going to absolutely suck. I think we're good now. Yeah, that great lap one of Portimao. Where all the bat shitness came out. And of course I went and screwed up that chicane. It's okay, because everyone in front of me is just as shit as I am. Yeah, and then Hamilton said to the rest of the crew, yeah, you know exactly who I am. Yellow flag?
Caution, caution.
Someone's out of the race.
Some information on Kvyat. It looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring the car.
I'm not
DRS
last place
will be
again!
enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
I'm not last place again, boys!
Okay, clear.
Coffin, please, for Daniel Kvyat. He is out of the race. You hate to see it, or in my case, you love to see it. So I'm not coming in 20th again. Get back here, you French bitch. Yes, I'm talking to you, Grosjean. Oh, dive bomb. Hi, Giovinazzi. I think I tapped him a little with the rear of my car. Yeah, I don't know how it worked. By all accounts, that should not have worked. Kids, don't try this at home. Tykesman, I lost count. If I'm going to be honest, I lost count how many overtakes I've done. Yeah, Gendo bombs are back on the menu. Holy shit. I was going to say, we need a Gendo bomb emote. We need a front wing emote, too. Like a busted front wing emote, because I do that all the time. So we need like a front wing, like snapped in half emote. We need a Gendo bomb emote, like a bomb with my face on it or something. If I can get that commissioned, if anybody wants to hit me up for that. Oh, Russell, hey buddy. Oh, Russell ain't having none of that. Fucking Russell ain't having my shit. Just like last lap, that was actually not intentional. I just broke too late. No, I wasn't trying to see if it could work again. I just broke too late. I think Stroll's a decent racer, too. Come back here, father. Yeah, my tires will be gone by lap 7, which is good because my pit stop is lap 8. Could he be one of the greats one day? Probably not. Would he be a good driver, like getting a handful of wins and whatnot? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, shit!
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm
Oh,
you're
that's what
okay,
happens
please.
when you hit the sidewalling there.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
That's what happens when you try to drive on the rumble strips, and they are, it's like driving on ice. We have seen many times before. Say Kimmy is out of DRS range of Magnussen, so I could catch up and reach him. Oh, I'm not gonna bomb him. Yeah, there was no way I could bomb him without taking him out. I will say this, he didn't let me win the rivalry.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix 2 soon.
Alright, I need to catch Kimmy here. I need to catch him. Kimmy, what are you doing? Oh, okay. I see how it is. Alright. He pinched the fuck out of me coming down that stretch. Alright, I see how it is. My wing okay? Yeah, I probably should. It probably is. It is. And it's like, this motherfucker over here. Kimmy's starting to play dirty.
We're going to box this lap. Push hard on the in-lap.
Pretty much going to stay rich fuel mixture for the majority of this lap then. The exception of the tight bits. Oh wow, I actually was within a second on Magnussen? Alright. Did not expect that. Yeah, honestly, I can't see Albon with the seat, sadly. Oh, God. Yeah, tires are so gone. So Red Bull's choices are either promote Gasly back up to Red Bull or bring in Hulkenberg or Sergio Perez.
Go. Exit now. We're racing on the exit. Only one stop to go. One stop left in this strategy.
Hey, what's going on, Aiden? Oh yeah, isn't there talk of Kvyat getting bounced out about the Tauri? Or is that all just bullshit talk?
George is coming in for his stop.
George is opting for the soft, medium strategy. Well, I guess the way they see it is that shit pay driver is bringing them in enough money with whatever sponsor he's got. God damn it. That's right, Sofina. Sofina's the sponsor. Bringing in enough money with Sofina that they want to keep him so that Sofina could help pay for some future upgrades for Williams. It's F1, it's all about the money.
Some information on Russell. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
It's all about the money. Oh, Magnussen and Giovinazzi, you both are killing me, Smalls. It's all because Giovinazzi is on medium tires. But yeah, Mazepin is pretty much going to be a Mazepin Schumacher Haas team is what it's predicted. If what the rumors are true, it's going to be a Mazepin Schumacher Haas team. Shane O'Mac in the house, yeah. Shane O'Hensel, apparently. Tsunoda might very well go up to AlphaTauri. If AlphaTauri get rid of Kvyat, they're bringing up Tsunoda. Because Tsunoda is a Red Bull Academy driver. And for the most part, Red Bull have only promoted from within. For the most part, I think there's been like 1 or 2 exceptions. But Tsunoda is a Red Bull Academy driver, so more than likely it would be in their best interest to bring him up. If they were going to use anybody to fill the seat left by Kvyat. Now, taking it too wide again. Stop taking that shit too wide, man. Do I think Albon is done? Probably for this. Probably for next year. Yeah. I think Albon is out of the seat for next year, yeah. What that means for the future of his F1 career, I don't know.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Max Verstappen, speaking of
the race.
Super Max is out of the session. Yeah, what's going on, Quench?
Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
Max, Super Max. Super Max is out of here. Coffin, please. For Super Max. Well, I've got a question for you then, Aiden. How does he get on your nerves? Like, in what ways? No Higby tonight for LA, okay. Well, Higby's been pretty shit for the last few games. Makes sense. There's a McLaren behind me. personality comes off a bit dickish. Okay. I've not seen him in enough interviews to get a sense of his personality. So I can't give a proper opinion on that. Alright, final one. Alright, that's the final flashback. Used up my allotment of 3 flashbacks. Which sucks because I'm only halfway through this race. So any time penalty, any crash, anything, I have to sit and take it. If I spin, I gotta sit and take it.
Approaching the pit window, you'll be on the mediums.
Currently sitting in 14th. That's not bad. I still need to make one more pit stop, though. Oh, no, you missed the first one. You missed the one after then, Spade, because I know I did the one at the restart. And then I did do 3 more. Speaking of Rosberg, has you seen that he's got a YouTube channel? Or am I the last to know about this? I'll be pitting next lap, pitting next time around. I'm sure Rosberg got a great personality outside of racing. I'm sure it kind of goes the same thing with like Max or anybody else that comes across like a dickhead. They're probably like still in the moment of racing, but outside of the racing scene, they're probably fine people. Verstappen's super competitive. Yeah, that's pretty much what almost confirms what I said. Is that within a racing setting, Verstappen is just so dead focused, laser focused on being the best. But outside of a racing setting, he's probably just a calm guy, cool guy. Unless he's going to be like a future Michael Jordan, where he takes everything personally and makes everything competitive. Speaking of, how are my tires doing? Alright, so coming into the pits, this set of tires, I had 34% on the front, 29 and 30% on the rears. Not bad. Not bad on this set of tires. So we're going to be going 11 laps on the final set of mediums.
Release, release.
Everything good, engine is fine.
Look after these tires now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Can I have a 1.8 second pit stop? Yes, I have had it before with my custom team. I have had a couple of times before on my custom team. Pit assist? No, never. You lose valuable seconds. Valuable tenths of seconds with pit assist. So I never use it. I tried pit assist a little bit back in 2019 as more of a trial run than anything, but I was never consistent with it, and you just lose time. So in all honesty, I'd rather not use it. I honestly see no benefits to keeping it on.
George is in the pits. George in the pits.
Yeah, well, I used up all my fuel on my 2 runs with the soft tires. Now I gotta only go lean and standard for this set on mediums. Gotta make all my fuel back up on this run. Tysman, did they say why Higbee is out? Is he a healthy scratch, or did he pick up an injury? Like I said, either way, though, Higbee has not been what he was in the first 3 weeks of the season. So much so that I dropped him from my fantasy team. Hand injury. Well, yeah, if you're a tight end, and you're going to be blocking or catching, yeah, having a hand injury will hinder you. That was a bit over. Hey, what's going on, Kaito? It's been a while. Hope you're doing well, bud. But yeah, as what was shown in chat, I play on 95. Play on 95 in a Williams, mate. It's a Williams. I'm expected to be shit season 1 in a Williams. Yeah, just take a look, picture of my face, and a fake tweet of me saying pain. You immediately turn that into a meme. Absolutely.
We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
Someone else pit? Do I know who won P5 and who lost it today? That would be me. Like I said, I'm still kicking myself as to why I ever got rid of Sun and Kane. I have no idea why I ever got rid of them, seeing what they're doing right now. Like, I was trying to play some Moneyball bullshit, and Moneyball bullshit is exactly that. It's bullshit. Hasn't worked. Hey, what's going on, Wolf? Hey, Wolf, have you and Delio's actually gotten into Super Mega Baseball yet? God. Oh, Wolf Gamer, I already have used up all 3 of my flashbacks. I'm on 2 warnings right now. 2 track limit warnings. Ah, that sucks. Wasn't he the one, like, that was so gung-ho with you about doing this league? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought you and him were gung-ho on the league. I kind of tagged along with it. And now he's ducking you. Yeah, I think Cam Newton might actually be washed up in the league now. It is Stidham time. You know how I was saying earlier that Kevin Magnussen was slow in this game? Yeah, he's starting to pull away from me. Which is becoming increasingly annoying.
have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
You can always mute the channel that you get the notifications, or mute the server that you get the notifications from there, Aiden. Yeah, it's either mute the channel or just mute the entire server. Bears start with the ball, okay. I appreciate the updates. I know you're just as anxious over this game as I am. Oh, I broke way too late. So actually, I just found out about this on Saturday during the UFC fight. Guess where the supposed UFC Fight Island is? The Fight Island is actually on Yas Island. There's a stadium behind that hairpin section for the Yas Marina track. There is an actual arena back there, and that's where they're holding all of these fights. That's where the UFC's been holding all of their fights while in lockdown. Which I did not know about. I thought it was just the track and the hotel that was on this island. Apparently there's a full-ass arena over there, too. Hey, what's going on, Delios?
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Oh, is that where Leonard Floyd ended up? Okay. Yeah, Leonard Floyd and Aaron Donald on the same defensive line? Oh boy. That's got bad news written all over it. It's midnight and you're awake. Yeah, time zones and daylight savings time. Daylight savings time hasn't hit the States yet. That's this Sunday. Ngakwe to Baltimore? Yeah, Iowa was talking about it recently on Discord. He's very excited. Oh, I know you are. I gathered from you saying it was midnight. That's why I said that it's like the United States hasn't gotten their daylight savings time clocks moved back yet. But Europe has. Can I do a British accent? Why? Do you want me to offend everybody? Also, it's scientifically proven if anybody is asked to do a British
Engine is looking a
accent,
little worn. Power output will be less than optimal.
if anybody is asked to do a British accent, more often than not, they try to do Cockney. because, and this is statistically proven,
We have 2 laps of
the
fuel
most
remaining.
representation of the British in American movies usually is a representation of the Cockneys, which is why the Cockney accent is so prevalent in American media, which is always the first accent that Americans think of when they try to imitate a British accent. Most used line, bloody hell. Blimey is probably another one, too. Oh, fuck, I'll tell you this, like, I remember reading that in the Harry Potter books, and I had no idea how to pronounce it. I did not know that, you know, reading it back when I was, like, 12, 13 years of age, that how Blimey was written and how it's pronounced, I did not pronounce it that way. I believe I said like Blimmy or something like that. When I was trying to read it in my head, like, what the fuck is that word? Obviously, me, 13-year-old me, would not use the word fuck at that point in time. But I just took a look at that, I'm like, how are you supposed to read that? And what does it even mean? The young Brian not knowing everything. Clearly not knowing everything. 13-year-old me was very partial to crap and damn, I'm sure. If I remember correctly. Alright, well, we are just about to come up to the white flag. And I am sitting in 14th place. That is actually not going to be a bad finish. That is not going to be a bad finish whatsoever in this Williams car. A 14th place at Yas Marina. So as you can see, Kimi Räikkönen's trying to put on the turbo jets on his soft tires.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
I don't think he's going to catch me. And there ain't no way I'm catching Magnussen ahead of me now. Shit. And the winner of this race is Lewis Hamilton. Which means that Lewis Hamilton has won the driver's title in this game, too. As I may mention to you before, the driver's title was not sewn up. If Bottas was going to win the title, Bottas needed to win this race, and Lewis Hamilton had to finish outside the points. Any other result, Lewis Hamilton wins the title, and, well, he did it in style by winning the whole damn Grand Prix here at Abu Dhabi. I don't need to break this car all that much. That needs to change. I agree, Nigel. But, you know, driving in a Williams first season, there isn't really a lot that I can do.
It's been a rough year, but let's try to stay positive. Even the greats had some poor seasons, so we'll knuckle down over the winter and come back stronger next time.
I was driver of the day, too? Shit. I didn't know that.
And with that, another year of Formula One draws to a close. And the new World Drivers' Champion is declared. Another entry added to that prestigious list are the sport's most incredible drivers. Victory today then, but bittersweet emotions I'm sure, as the championship slips through their fingers. Even so, what a fantastic final race of the season this was. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs.
Yeah, well, Brian, driver of the day. Gotta love it. There you go, Lewis Hamilton. He needs a better haircut. Nah, I didn't say that. Now you're just throwing words in my mouth, alright? Now you're just making shit up.
Some amazing talent out on the track today.
But let's take a look at the rest of the top 10. Also, when did it turn light out? When did it go from dark to light? Lewis Hamilton wins, Bottas second, Leclerc third. Ricciardo fourth, Vettel fifth, Stroll, Albon, Norris, Gasly, and Sergio Perez are your top 10. Sainz, Ocon, Magnussen, myself.
But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the...
Then Raikkonen, top 15, Russell, Giovinazzi, or Grosjean, then Giovinazzi, Max Verstappen, and Daniel Kvyat DNFing. You hate to see it. There has been a DNF. I will say this. There has been a DNF in every race except the races that I finished in last. Go figure that one out. That every single race, except for the ones where I finished dead last, there's been a race with a DNF. So there you go. Hopefully that is not going to be the case next season, where I don't need to worry about finishing in last, because I won't need to be down there. I won't be down there anymore. So I won't have to hope for DNFs.
I have to give it to O'Brien. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It's another clear win.
So this is what your driver standing looks like, and really all you need to do is look at the top 10, because it's double Mercedes, double Ferrari, double Red Bull. Gee, I wonder if they made this correct or not, because, oh, it's Mercedes number 1, Ferrari number 2, Red Bull number 3. Maybe not next season, given that the Ferrari car is still not developed as much as the other cars around it. And, of course, the driver change of Leclerc and Vettel. Maybe Vettel's not going to get as many points next season, so we might not see Ferrari up there all that much. Tyson, I did it before. I actually did it before I started the stream today. So this race did have all the driver changes to it. But yeah, Perez 7th, Norris, Ricciardo, and Sainz rounding out your top 10 in the driver standings. And then constructors title, it was a foregone conclusion Mercedes was going to win the whole damn thing. Of course, it just was a matter of who was finishing in behind it. Ferrari 2nd, Red Bull 3rd, McLaren Racing Point your top 5, Renault, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, Haas Racing, and then Williams. Williams actually getting points. We did not end up with a goose egg, though. All 5 of those points, though, thanks to George Russell. I did not get a single point. I was the Latifi here of this whole bit. And I mean, I said it at the very start of the season, too. It's like, man, I'm driving as slow as Latifi. I'm glad I didn't replace George. Otherwise, both Latifi and I would have been fighting it out for who is going to be the slowest out of the pack. So I'm glad that the car got better over the season. I'm glad that I got better over the course of the season. It now comes down to furthering the development.
To secure the Constructors' title.
All right, moving on.
So that was an exciting race from our perspective.
Hey, what are you talking about? I just beat George Russell there. Come on now.
You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy?
Aero package.
Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing.
They do. Thanks, Claire. I don't care.
Great. Well, that's everything.
I really don't. What do you mean it doesn't count? Don't give me that crap. Whew. All right. I'm so close to getting to driver level 8. I wonder how much that's going to affect my contract negotiations.
The contract renewal window has opened. We can try and renegotiate for a better deal with our current team, or approach someone else?
I am not going to approach someone else because I am, in fact, going to stay with Williams Racing and renegotiate with the Williams Club.
Great. They're happy to enter into negotiations with us.
So I can go with the low risk. I'm not going to try for the high risk because I bet you if I try for the high risk, they're automatically going to say no. Do you think Russell will keep his seat next year? Honestly, Nigel, signs are pointing to no. I want to say so, but signs are pointing to no. Latifi obviously is going to keep his seat because I think his dad is the owner of, or like the founder of Sofina, which is the primary sponsor of Williams. They're going to get a lot of money from Sofina, so he's got to stay in the seat. There's talk of Sergio Perez going to Williams. If they bring in Perez, obviously, then George Russell has to sit out. But Sergio Perez and Nico Hülkenberg are going to be a hot commodity this offseason. Who knows where they're going to go? I mean, they could go to Red Bull. They could go to Haas. They could go to Alfa Romeo. No, they're not going to go to Alfa Romeo. They could go to the Williams team. Yeah, they are hot commodities right now as to which open seat will they want to take. Because at this point in time, it's almost a foregone conclusion that Albon is gone. We know both the Haas seats are open. So Magnussen and Grosjean are gone. So either Sergio or Hülkenberg could go in there. But with the rumor being Mazepin and Mick Schumacher, that's pretty much all they're wrapped up. So with Albon getting out of Red Bull, Nico or Sergio could take in that spot. And then you look at Williams, and whoever doesn't go to Red Bull, they could go to Williams. Like I said, that means that George Russell is on the outside looking in. Does it suck? Yes, absolutely. It does suck. It sucks for George because George deserves better. And I think that George deserves better in the fact that he is going to go to Mercedes. Like, that's not going to be in any doubt. He is going to Mercedes. It's a matter of when, not if. Because, of course, the Mercedes team, the academy is kind of grooming him to take over one of the Mercedes seats in the future. Whether it's Lewis or whether it's Bottas that leaves, he is going to be the next guy in line to sit in that Mercedes seat. All right, so as far as the contract, you know what? I'll just take the low risk contract. I'm not going to try and make this complicated. I'm staying with Williams for the entirety of this save, so there's no need to go and try and ask for more money when I don't need to ask for more money. So let's just go low risk. I know I want the money for driver perks. In fact, look at that. I got $140,000 for driver perks. I don't know if I can use that money, though. I think I got to keep that money. Yeah, I can't do anything with the money. The next closest is, what's that, 225,000 for media coaching and 275,000 for social media. So I can't use anything for my driver perks. This money's just got to stay. Do I find it funny that Williams could still be winning the constructors' titles if Bottas DNFs every race? That just shows how dominant both drivers are. Honestly, because both drivers, they're finishing on the podium. One of them's finishing on the podium every single race. There's been multiple races where both of them have been on the podium, so that's, double points, double big points. I just don't find it funny. I find it kind of annoying, if anything, because that's just proving how dominant the car is. That just is proving how dominant the car is, and there needs to be a shakeup in order to kind of balance it out. Yeah, that's the one outlier is Monza. That is the one outlier because Bottas and Hamilton and Bottas had to, Hamilton had to take that penalty, put them into the back, or put them, amongst the pack. And that was when we found out, these Mercedes cars don't run well in dirty air. They just cannot properly cool the engine. That's when we first found that out. But then it's like it didn't even matter anyway because of the fact that every other race they are at or near the front. So it doesn't even matter. So yeah, Monza, you could throw out Monza, but Monza is just the outlier. There's been barely any other time where it's not been one or if not both Mercedes drivers up on the podium. And it's like, yes, at least we know that the Mercedes cars suck in the middle of a pack, that they overheat in the middle of the pack. Problem is that those cars are always qualifying at or near the front anyway, that they're not realistically going to be anywhere near the middle of the pack. Or if they are in the middle of the pack, they're not driving in a pack, they are driving in open pockets. Is that, yeah, they could, exit out of the pits, but if the whole field is so spread out that it doesn't even matter that they're already down in 11th, through the first pit cycles, they're in open air. They're not driving in a pack. Freaky FRS, thanks for the follow, my dude. If he loses his seat to Williams, he'll get a seat in Mercedes in 2022. Not sure if it's true. Well, here's the thing. Bottas is contracted until the end of next year. Whether or not they keep him after next year is completely up to Mercedes. At this point in time, Hamilton does not have a contract at the end of this year, but we all know that he will. We all know that he will have a contract at the end of this year. He'll stay with Mercedes. I don't know if they're going to, keep him for more than a year. Or they're going to sign a contract for more than a year, but he will sign a new contract with Mercedes. And then if your theory is correct, Nigel, where in 2022, George Russell comes on up. Yeah, it really is the pick of, is he going to replace Bottas or is he going to replace Lewis Hamilton, who by that point in time should have overtaken Michael Schumacher as the #1 most drivers' titles of all time. All right, so R&D tree, can I build shit out? Oh yeah, actually I can. Okay, I could bust something out into the durability, or I can hold on to it. I'll hold on to them until next season because I want to make damn sure I start building my engine next season. So I want to have R&D points going into the engine next season. Bears punting, come on, man. Yeah, this is a defensive battle. Like nobody wants to score. Nobody wants to score on each other. This is the exact opposite of what I want to see out of this Bears game. I want to see the Bears win like 48-45 and just basically shit all over my cousin's Bears defense pick in fantasy football so I can win this week and win this week's matchup. It's not happening though. It is clearly not happening. Is there anything facility-wise? I don't see anything being built up, so no, that's just a complete waste. Oh yeah. Drop this down to 80 in practice. And I want to take a look. How the hell was there a formation like? How the hell did this get turned on? How about them Cowboys? Yeah, I'm glad I'm not a fan of the Cowboys because that team is in some dire shit right now. Obviously losing Dak and now losing Andy Dalton. I don't know for how long, but potentially next week. And reports that the coaching staff is a complete and utter shit show right now. Yeah, it's not a good time to be a Dallas Cowboys fan. It's Tua time. See, honestly, Fitzpatrick got the raw end of a deal there. I'm not even going to lie because Fitzpatrick wasn't even doing all that bad. There was nothing that said that Fitzpatrick should have given up his spot for Tua. But if you got him, you might as well use him some point in time to see what you got. You spent the #1 pick on him. You might as well put him in a couple of games to see what you got in your new round 1 draft pick quarterback. And if he turns out okay in these first few games, then great. You got something for the future. But honestly, Fitzpatrick got the raw end of the deal because he's actually been doing okay at Miami. All right, so we are officially ending Season 1 and moving ahead to Season 2 here at Williams. Yeah, Joe Burrow and especially Justin Herbert right now. Actually, both of them. I think both of them got like 1,400 yards passing and something like close to double-digit touchdowns, passing touchdowns already. Both of them are lighting it up. Absolutely. All right, what do you want, Emma?
I think seeing as it's the end of the season, now is a good time to talk about your less than ideal record this year.
Oh, give me a break! It's a Williams!
Negotiate on your behalf, but you're not giving me much to work with here. Plus, this isn't exactly doing my career any good, so I need you to shape up.
Emma, it's a Williams! You know where I'm at, right? You know exactly where I'm at, right? Where it's not all that... It's honestly not all that, what's the word I'm looking for? Uncommon, where I am going to be finishing in last place in a Williams? Oh my god. I don't know where to go with that. It's like, yeah, I understand the stock responses for not doing all that great. But you can't help but laugh when she says, I've expected better from you when I'm in a Williams. Like, there isn't anything I can do. I'm trying, damn it. I'm trying. Yeah, haha. Honestly, like I said, we'll see what Miami's got with Tua. If he does well, then obviously there's a bit of a quarterback controversy then at Miami's. Do you keep rolling with Tua or you go back to Fitz? If Tua is shaky in like I would say they're going to give him like a couple starts. If Tua is shaky in those couple of starts, not really blowing people's minds and probably not on course of like what Burrow and Herbert are doing, then they'll throw Fitzpatrick back in and it'll be business as usual. Let Tua give some time to grow, some further time to grow. O'Brien gets fired from Williams. Yeah, that would suck. Oh my god. All right. I'm obviously not going to do no 10 race or 16 race thing. We are doing 22 races. I'm actually curious about this lap record holder. Is that who has these track lap records? But obviously these are going to be like super old, aren't they? Like, I'm surprised that there isn't anything put in here from 2019, because I'm sure that the lap record holder is no longer Michael Schumacher at Australia. It's probably Bottas or Hamilton. De La Rosa in 2005 for Bahrain. I have no idea who that is. You guys probably are better at that than me. Michael Schumacher at China. I think that's wrong. I think that's Bottas is the Chinese record holder. Spain is Daniel Ricciardo, which I also think is wrong. Because I think, obviously, I think it just got overtaken this year. I think Bottas is the new Spanish lap record holder. But that's this year. Ricciardo got it in 2018. Max Verstappen is the Monaco record holder from 2018. I think that's wrong too. I honestly think that's Hamilton. And I'm just going off of memory. Charles Leclerc is the lap record holder at Baku. Bottas is the record holder at Canada. Vettel at France. Kimi at Austria, which I know that's wrong because Bottas got it this year. Hamilton got Silverstone. Verstappen at Hungary. Bottas at Spa. Rubens Barrichello at Monaco? Really? Okay, I thought for sure someone would have gotten faster since 2004. But Rubens Barrichello, apparently the lap record holder for Monza. Kevin Magnussen, record holder at Singapore. Hamilton at Russia. Hamilton at Suzuka. Leclerc at the U.S. Grand Prix. Okay, Bottas at Mexico. Bottas at Brazil. Hamilton at Abu Dhabi. Okay. But there are definitely a few in here that like pop out as surprising, like especially the Monza one where you would have thought somebody would have gotten faster in the 16 years that it was last set. So, hey, Rubens Barrichello getting a few in there. Michael Schumacher, of course, getting a few in there as well. Like the Chinese one, I thought for sure Bottas had. And the Australia one, like for sure, I thought either Bottas or Hamilton would have had. I don't know. That's just me. I thought for sure. Whatever. All right, formation lap off. Yeah, we are turning that bullshit off. There was no reason for it to have been ever turned on in the first place. I never turned it on. I always leave the formation lap off because I can't be arsed to do it. So, okay, we'll do that. All right, let's get some R&D, some beautiful R&D going. We need to start building up this car. Ooh, the engine development could actually get done before the Aussie Grand Prix. Hell yeah, bud. Let's hope that actually can get done. Cross fingers. Because we need to, like I said, Season 2 is all about building up the engine. Holy shit, hold on a second. What happened to everybody else's car compared to my car? Haas and Alpha I have already beaten, but I'm now ahead of McLaren and Renault? I'm ahead of McLaren and Renault. 6th place on the grid. Hold on a second. Let me take a look at this. So everybody took a dive. Everyone took a steep ass dive except for me. Everyone took a steep dive except for me. What am I doing on Saturday? I'm just going to do 2 Grand Prix races then, Nigel. Because normally on Saturday, of course, I do the Toro race and then do an F1 race afterwards. After, all the proceedings are said and done. So I'll just replace that with 2 F1 races here. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised at that. Okay, so yeah, Kimi Räikkönen retired. I totally forgot about that. Let's take a look and see who replaced Kimi Räikkönen at Alfa Romeo. My odds-on favorite is Nick de Vries, though I would also accept Mick Schumacher. I would also accept Jack Aitken. I would also accept Nobuharu Matsushita. So let's take a look and see who replaced him. And it is... Wait, why is Kimi Räikkönen there? Wait, what? So Kimi retired, but Kimi is still showing up on the driver's standings. Did I just break the game? Because, as I made mention before, I was not wanting to have the driver movement. I had already said I did not want any driver movement. It wasn't under assists. No, it would have been under the season settings. But I had specifically said I did not want driver movement. So, did we find a bug? Yeah, I understand, Quench, but I wanted to keep everything kind of in a control setting where as a car, I wanted to compare myself to everybody else that was still at the same team. So I still wanted to go against Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes, Vettel at Ferrari, Max at Red Bull, Ricciardo at Renault, Lando Norris at McLaren, etc., 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 and not have these drivers jump around and it just screws up the data. Where, oh, hey, all of a sudden, Lando Norris is now driving for Red Bull. Okay, that means he's moved into a better car. That doesn't really jive with what I wanted to do here. I want to keep everything in a controlled setting so that everybody stays the same while they develop their car, of course. So I'm actually curious as to if we broke the game by having no driver movement and a driver retired. I think we may have broke the game. Yeah, exactly, Wazbeck. We still got the notification in the middle of the last season saying that Kimi was retiring, which at the time I even said, that's interesting because I have driver movements off. Why would he retire if I have driver movements off? And what would happen if that was the case? Would he in fact leave and would they bring somebody up? Well, clearly it doesn't seem like anything happened then. He retired. But because driver movements are off, you can't retire, so you're stuck. He's stuck in Alfa Romeo hell forever, is what it is. He is stuck in Alfa Romeo hell forever. Oh, I hate to do it to you, Kimmy.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through from the fabrication process.
Does it really matter? It's going to be the same. It's going to be the same shit. Like, it is legit going to be the same shit. It's going to be the same car. Hey, what's going on, Frostbite? It's been a while. We just finished up with the Abu Dhabi. Like, the last 6 races... The last 6 races that I was in, like, 4 of the last 6 races, I finished 13th and above. Like, I had 3 13ths and an 11th place. And that 11th place was at, what was that, Mexico? So yeah, like, over the last half of the season, the car's been getting better and better and better. I've been driving better and better. I'm just looking to try and expound upon that as we continue on with the next season. Yeah, they installed a rudder. They actually did something to the car. No, they did. I wish they did. To make this car better, but let's be honest, this car's not good. This car's trash, man. It's trash. Alright, let's see what the season objectives are from Claire Williams, who is no longer at the team anymore, of course. So Claire says we'll have to show some patience for our first part of the season, as we expect to have our initial pace to be towards the back of the grid. Says you, Claire! I'm building this engine up the motherfucking heights, and there ain't no damn way you can tell me otherwise. But don't worry, everyone's working hard and will have great investment into the team. Yes, that's why you're no longer a part of Williams. That's why Dorilton Capital bought you out. As long as you do your bit, we should be able to move towards the middle of the pack over the course of the year. That is what my plan is this year. I want to try and get closer to like 12th, 11th, hell, maybe even 10th. Maybe on average, we're trying to get up to that 10th place spot this year. Tykesman, they didn't. I just checked, and nothing is coming in terms of improvements upon the facilities. Claire says indications from testing suggest the car has decent pace, but I expect us to be somewhere around the middle of the field. Over the course of the season, I want us to be best of the rest, and even starting to challenge the frontward. Damn, Claire, you got some high expectations for Williams this year. Best of the rest? What? You expect us to get fourth in the Constructors title is what you're saying here, Claire. Claire, I would like to have whatever you are having, because clearly you have some good shit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
We had a major...
God damn it, why? No, I was banking on that, man. Why does my engine part bullshit have to fail, man? God damn it. Alright, take it easy, Nigel. God damn it, man. And it won't be ready until fucking Vietnam, when I don't need it. Fucking Christ, man. I wanted the power for this race, and I'm not getting it. I'm so disappointed. Alright, it's 950 for that, and it's 1050 for that. Now I'm building on my engine. I don't care what anybody says. But of course, once you fucking know it, I try to build up my engine, but nope. The game says nope. Alright, so let's go to the race weekend. I'm so pissed. I'm unreasonably pissed that it had to happen. That of course it had to happen.
Hope you enjoyed your break. The car's come a long way over the last year, and let's continue pushing our performance forward this season.
So it's going to be super, super sunny throughout qualifying and the race. Oh yeah, I wanted to check and see what the R&D tree, like how do we compare to everybody else? That's what I wanted to do. How do we compare to everyone else? Hey, what's going on, Circle Junkies? So durability, we are still last place in the durability aspect. As far as our engine goes, we did drop down. Yeah, we did drop down to third place on the engine. Alpha Tauri Honda? The Honda engine is the best engine on the grid? Are you fucking joking me? What is going on? McLaren is the worst engine on the grid. What happened? What the fuck happened? This is some Bizarro World bullshit. Honda is a better engine than Mercedes in terms of power output. That is fucking mind-blowing there. And McLaren dropping all the way to the bottom. Oy. Aero. As far as our aero package goes, we are the worst aero on the grid. But as I may mention before, we can't really do anything until Williams decides to increase our spec, our facility spec. So we can't do anything until they do that. As far as our chassis goes, hey, we're actually not the worst chassis. We do have the, what's that, 8th best? 8th best chassis. We're better than both McLaren and Haas on the grid for that. Okay. But damn, I'm really surprised that McLaren dropped all the way back down like that. McLaren had the worst engine 2 years ago. Didn't McLaren have a Mercedes engine 2 years ago? Don't they still have a Mercedes engine? No, they don't. They don't. That's right, they don't. They are going back to the Mercedes engine, though. I know that for a fact. They will be going back to the Mercedes engine next year. Renault, okay. It was Renault they got. But they're going back to a Mercedes engine next year. Right, obviously it's not the same. It's always going to be a stripped down version of the engine that the main car manufacturer has. Whoop, do that. All right, let's load up the Aussie setup. Back season 2. Fun stuff. We're back to where it all began. With that said, let's get out there, track acclimatize, and realize that the second to last turn at Australia is always going to be a pile of dick. And I will forever and ever hate it. GP2 engine, oh yes, with Fernando Alonso at the helm. Almost looked like I clipped through that guy. He says that guy is clearly a Ferrari. Oh yeah, that's another track, I guess, that I might as well play around with. And increase my brake pressure up to 100%. I can't believe I've been running in lean all this time. Wow, turning in way too early. I have no idea what I was doing there. I turned in way too early. Alright. I don't prefer like that. I usually prefer, and a lot of people here in the States prefer it if you say the score, the higher number over the lower number, and then say who's winning. Like, that's the norm when it's score reporting here in the States. And also, we always put the home team on the right-hand side, not the left-hand side like what you have in football scores, soccer scores. But yeah, as far as these brakes go, yeah, I'm going to bump this up to 100. Like, I feel like, Saransi, you might be onto something where I need to have the brake pressure up to 100 just because I'm driving on a wheel and not an actual controller. I think you might be onto something. You're gonna pop noodle at this hour. Yeah, but usually, Sarantia, I thought if going by what I've seen in the Premier League, I know it could be different from league to league, how they show the score in the top left corner during the middle of matches, it's always the home team is on the left-hand side, the away team's on the right. I don't know when or how that started. But I always just found it, like, I guess a cultural thing where Europe reports it like that one way, whereas we in the States show it another way. Oh, you're in university. Gotcha. I've had my fair share of 3 a.m. ventures. Or all-night study sessions, or shit. I remember one time for an English class, had to fucking write a paper. Of course, my idiot self decided to put it off until the last possible minute. And I was doing it all fucking night. I think I got it done at 6 o'clock the next morning. For a class that was it was a 9 a.m. English class. I'm glad I'm not in college again because I don't have to put up with that bullshit anymore. I'm glad I don't have to write another paper as long as I live. I will say that right now. I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore. Because it was fucking nerve-wracking and it was just a pile of garbage and I never, ever want to do it again. The grass, you yokel. Yes, I just called myself a yokel. What of it? God, the fieldhouse turn is just such a... Can never get the fieldhouse turn just right. Who is this asshole? Oh, it's my father. It's the presumably retired and dead father of Kimi Räikkönen. Who's going to absolutely kill my line here. And that's exactly like what he did. He killed my line. I gotta do this practice program all over again. Because my dead father decided to get in my way. Alright, so it is official. If a driver does retire and you have driver movements turned off, they don't actually retire. Myth busted. Yeah, Kimi is like the Undertaker. He just comes back and he'll never go away. He'll always be there. He'll always be omnipresent. My problem is I'm also taking that final turn too shallow. Like, I always take it too shallow. Hey, what's going on, Duck? Alright, I think I might actually be able to get the qualifying pace one done. Like, it might actually work. It also seems like no matter what I do time-wise, I'm always going to lose time on that second to last turn at Australia. Same thing with the field house term right there. Seems like I'll never get it right. Verstappen, I know, is going to kill this qualifying practice program. Are there crowds fitting? Some of them do. Some teams have allowed crowds, small crowds. Move your fat ass, Max! Of course, of course. Of course. There's no way. I'm just going to return to the garage because there's no way I'm going to get that program done with Max's fat ass sitting in front of me. I was fine up until that very end, where there was no good way to get around him if I wanted to keep my time. Yeah, well, I hate to say it, you guys, honestly, you guys should be able to get people into the football stadiums. You guys should. But your leadership is kind of dropping the ball on that. But to be fair, the U.S. leadership ain't doing all that much better. But here's the thing. I saw this on Twitter. And this was after Arsene Wenger had his little football talk, like his new book that he came out with, and he had a sit-down chat in, what was it, the Palladium? They had people packing the Palladium to listen to somebody talk about football, but they're not going to allow people to go into the stands to watch football. That makes no sense. You're in open air, whereas you're in a tight-packed building in the Palladium. Makes no sense. So I'm of the opinion where if we over here in the States are doing it and we're imposing restrictions on safe guidelines, like safe restrictive guidelines to make sure that everybody is on the up and up and presumably won't catch anything. You guys over there can do it too. I just found that very ridiculous there. It's like, oh, people are packing this theater to listen to Arsene Wenger talk about everything he did at his time at Arsenal. But you can't watch an Arsenal football game. You can't go to the Emirates and watch an Arsenal football game. I think that's about as best as you could put it, Aiden. Without getting too political. I mean, fair play to you if that is really what is happening, then fair play to you on that by instilling those guidelines, because the U.S. is getting more and more tested positive every single day, every single week, and we're still opening up everything. Because we're American, we do everything our way or the highway. Woohoo! I mean, they're basically, the stupid people are basically taking the slogan of the state of New Hampshire. The state of New Hampshire slogan is live free or die. They're basically taking that slogan and changing the or to an and. It's like a very, very shitty programming code. It's very shitty programming code. They're taking the slogan live free or die, and it's like we're going to be living free and dying. Solid. You can't be living free if you're dead. God, I'm so over that fucking turn at the field house. I mean, just recently here in the state of Illinois, the governor has come out with newer restrictions because of the fact that we are getting more COVID cases at a higher rate than we've had over the past couple of months. So we're potentially going to see ourselves in another semi-lockdown state. Relatively soon. I'm kind of getting that second to last turn. It's not pretty. It's definitely not pretty, but I'm kind of getting it. I will say this, on the YouTube cut of this, it's going to make for a very topical conversation, not going to lie. Like, that's going to date this stream so badly. Talking about COVID and stuff. I need to take that turn out wider. Coming out of that second to last turn, I think I need to take it wider. Alright, a couple more laps and it should be all good to go. Oh, really? I guess I did go over a little bit more than I should have. That also means that the last couple of times I was doing it, I was cutting it really close, because I basically cut along the same line. I did Mr. Beamhead for 3 seasons. You can find it on my YouTube channel, Gendo66. I don't have the VODs for it anymore on this channel. I think they may have all gone away. But I did download them and upload them onto my YouTube channel. But I did 3 seasons of it, and after season 2, my car was the best car on the grid. So, honestly, by season 3, I was already starting to, not really have fun with it anymore, because the fact I was pretty OP at the time. And season 3 was just a cakewalk. It was myself and my partner of Alban, pretty much racing 1-2 the entire season. And I was driving at difficulty 95, so, I mean, I could have bumped it up to 100, 100 plus, but the fact that I built out my car to the best car on the grid after 2 seasons, unfortunately it means it's, my team career has a very, very short shelf life. I feel like they could expand upon it, they could build it out a lot more next year. They could build upon my team career mode next year, and I'd welcome any new changes to that mode, because honestly, that mode was what got me to pre-order this game in the first place. Because it reminded me a lot of Motorsport Manager, and I played quite a bit of that game back in the day. So when I saw the stuff that was being added into this game through my team career, I took a look at that and I'm like, this is Motorsport Manager, but I'm controlling a car instead of having 2 AI drivers. So I was all for it. And no disrespect to Codemasters, but they definitely could do with expanding upon my team career mode for next year. Because they've got the foundation down. They took the driver career mode, made it so, of course, that you can add your team in there without removing a team. You could spend whatever money on whatever drivers, whatever perks, whatever facilities that you deem fit, whether you want to build up your aero more, or your chassis more, or your durability more. But I feel like that there could be more done to it. There could be more, like, aesthetic stuff done to it. Instead of just having, like, the FOM car, you could, change the chassis body, change the front nose cone. You can go so far as to, like, buying new pit crews, so you can, like, level up your pit crew. And this is all stuff that, has been talked about in Arva's video. This is stuff that's coming from, like, Motorsport Manager, too, like a hybrid of it. The sponsor stuff is okay, probably expand a little bit upon that too. There's a lot of stuff that you could do with it. As I may mention to Arva's video, AARAVA, if you've not seen his stuff, go check him out. He's an F1 driver, or not driver, he's an F1 game driver. He has done a couple of videos on potential stuff that Codemasters could add into the My Team career mode. That's, like I said, some of it is lifted directly from Motorsport Manager, which I would not have a problem with. Some stuff is just outlandish that could never work unless Codemasters rewrite the entire code of the game. So it's worth a check out. And when he dropped those videos like a couple weeks back, we did a review of those videos on this channel. So if you want to check that out, you can. But I would recommend just going directly to his videos and watching him and forming your own opinion. Because like I said, it's good to have a foundation for this, but if you don't expand upon it year after year after year, it's just going to get stale, and it's not going to cause me or most anybody else to buy the game again. Because I feel like a lot of people didn't buy 19 because it was very similar to 18. And those that bought 18 bought 20 because of the fact that it was different. Not just the different game modes, but because of the different tracks that were in it too. So, personally, if they want me to buy F1 2021 next year, they are going to have to do a good bit of addition, especially onto the My Team career mode, because that's probably the mode that I would play the most.
It's time to remind ourselves.
I thought that was going to be the mode I would play the most. I've actually am going to be planning on playing my driver career with the Williams career more than the My Team, just because of the fact that it went by so quickly. Because I built up the car and I was able to get all of the points to build my car up in 2 years. That just felt like, that doesn't really seem like a save that I want to continue on with anymore, unless I started a new save up and just didn't do much as far as the R&D tree was considered. Like, just save all my stuff, like build up half as quickly as I did previously. It just felt like it went by too quickly. It built up too quickly, and there wasn't really much else that you could do with what you had. So maybe something that Codemasters could take into account for next time around. Alright, so moving on. Session options. Of course, bump this up to 95.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Max Talk Steve, thank you very much for the follow, my man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoy the stream today. I'll get to those after qualifying, Frostbite. Alright, 1,000 resource points. You'll love to see it, but like I said, at this point in time, I'm saving up my resource points, if I can actually speak it, to build up my engine. Like, at this point in time, my chassis and my aero have 3 nodes apiece. Here, I'll even show you. They have 3 nodes apiece that I could go and build out, but then I'm hitting the ceiling where I cannot build out any further until Williams decides to put in money to build up the facility to get the Spec 2. Because right now, every facility barring the durability is at Spec 1. They built out their durability to Spec 2. Don't know why, because the durability of the engine is going to be shit for as long as this career mode goes on. I rather would have been just continuously building out the specs for even just one of these. Like, I would pick one. Engine, chassis, aero, I don't care. Just pick one so that I could actually have something to build out instead of reach a bottleneck like what I'm going to be doing here after I build out these next 3 for both chassis and the aero. I can't touch anything. But as far as this engine goes, like, yeah, I could go and build out the ERS, I could go build out the fuel efficiency once this is done, but I can't do anything as far as the engine power is concerned until they build it out, until they build out the facility to Spec 2. Cordy, thank you very much for the follow, my dude. Hope you're doing well. Been playing F1 2020, and you're loving it. It's frustrating as hell, but it's a great game. What do you find frustrating about it there, Max? They could increase Claire's repertoire. See, that's the thing. They did. Hensel, they did this year. But it just still feels like it's very, very samey as far as the questions go. It doesn't really feel like much has changed. In the fact that, yeah, she does have new questions, but she has the old questions she talks about, and also repeats both new and old. So it just doesn't feel like, yeah, much has changed from her. They could give you much more in terms of options of responses instead of just like 4, 3, or sometimes even 2 responses that you could give. Yeah, I feel like they could do so much better. Alright, car setup, and just load the setup. Actually, now that I think about it, let me load the setup and then choose the brakes again. Go 100, go 100, and 53 might be fine, but definitely 100 for brake pressure. So we'll save that setup to Australia, so it's 100 brake pressure. For you, it's multiplayer? Ah. See, I'm not someone that goes into multiplayer all that often, so I'm not really the guy to talk to about with that. Gosh. And especially League. Like, I've done a few online races. I've not done online leagues. So I can't speak to how the online leagues are set up. It does have a lot of potential. And like I said, with the addition of the My Team career, just adds a whole new dynamic to the game, and obviously new potential with that dynamic. Well, that's why I've been doing the upgrades to both the chassis and the aero to lighten it, as well as reduce the drag that the car gives. Because obviously with a Mercedes engine, you got one of the most powerful engines in the game, but it doesn't help when you're basically attaching it to a giant sail. So that was the first thing I did in Season 1, was I tried to lower the weight of the chassis and reduce the drag on the aero. So I built out, or tried to build out, the majority of those two trees first. This second season now, I'm trying to build out the engine. Because, you know, it's good that we have a fast engine. I want to go faster. And now that we have a little less weight, a little less drag, putting in more power in that engine could help this car go a hell of a lot faster than what's going right now. All right, so that was 8th fastest. I know it's not going to be good. I know it's not going to be anywhere near the time that I want it to be. Yeah, I didn't think so. There is time on the table. I know there's time left I can get. Oh, God, George and I are right there. George and I are right near the cutoff time. We're 2/10. I'm 2/10. George is less than a 10th off of making that cutoff into Q2. See, this is where I wanted that engine upgrade to have gotten done before this race. But of course it failed. You know, it can't be easy for me. Nothing can be easy. So, yeah, no, I don't care about the durability. The engine durability is the last thing on my mind. I never touch that first. I always touch that like towards the end. Don't make much durability upgrades in Season 1. Changes can be made. Yeah, the regulations for me hit the chassis and the engine. So I was able to continuously build out my aero. I touched a little bit on the durability, but like I said, durability for me is an afterthought. Durability for me, the engine is going to be trash no matter what you do. So might as well build out the rest of the car, make that better than touching the durability. Hey, what's going on, Hector? All right. So I need to go 2/10 faster, and more than likely, if I want to stably make it up into Q2, I need to go 3/10. Well, yeah, because it's still... DRS makes a a big difference no matter what because you are decreasing the drag on the car. So even if you're on hards, you still will go faster. Ah, so close. 0.18 off. I'll probably be like 16th or 17th. Yeah, 17th. So close. So close to getting to Q2. Because I prefer to drive realistically, my man. Because I'm driving with a wheel. Why don't I want to drive in the cockpit view, number one? Number two, I'd rather drive with how the other drivers are driving and get the realism of that. I know what you're saying. Oh, why do you drive with the driving line? Because there are tracks that I don't know how to drive around, so that's why I have the driving line on. Alright, so George Russell, though, was able to make it out of Q1. So George Russell made it to Q2. Good for him. As far as who didn't make it, it was, aside from myself, both Haas's and both Alphas. Both Haas's and both Alphas did not make it out of Q1. And that's about it. And there isn't really anything else that I need to talk about because I didn't make it out of Q1. Yeah, you only missed qualifications.
It's finally
so it's
time once again to begin what
No
promises
big
to
deal.
be another thrilling season of Formula One.
I'm starting 17th in
Pre-season
qualification.
time, subject of so much discussion in recent weeks.
And Ocon is my
nothing
rival,
now,
yes.
As the cars line up to battle it out for points once again. So let's get this season underway. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously.
I
Its
needed the
combination
power.
of slippery
I needed the
surfaces
power,
and difficult
man.
corners make it a tricky track when it comes to overtakes. Drivers find it hard to pass and will
Yeah,
need
second
to take
season
full
purple, just
advantage
start.
of those
Just the
DRS
start of
zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside.
Of course.
As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Gasly, Alexander Albon, and Kvyat, Leclerc.
I was going to say, what happened to
Perez,
Ferrari?
and Carlos Sainz.
7th and
Ricciardo,
8th.
Stroll, George Russell, and Norris, Magnussen, O'Brien, Kimi Raikkonen, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Grosjean, and Esteban
Ocon's
Ocon
taking a
rounds off
grid
the
penalty
grid.
already?
That's it then. It's time to go racing as we head to track.
Ocon's taking a grid penalty already. Excuse me? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Purple. The whole reason why Latifi is staying is because his dad owns Sofina, which of course is the main sponsor for Williams. And hey, if he's gonna give Williams a ton of money, not just on top of what Dorilton Capital are gonna put in after they bought it, then yeah, they're gonna have to keep Latifi around. That's probably one of the reasons, or probably one of the notes in his contract is like, if you want my Sofina money, you need to keep him in a seat. It's probably what it is. It sucks, but that's what it's going to be. Alright, what is the race director saying? Everyone's going to be on soft? It looks like everybody's going to be starting on soft, with the exception of Grosjean and Ocon. They're going to be starting on the mediums. Let's take a look at what the strategy is telling me. The strategy is telling me default, soft to hard, which is always a no-go. We're probably going to go with the personalized strategy, soft to medium, 12 laps on the soft, and then the rest of the way on the medium, because it does say it is a 13-second difference. I think that's about it. I think that's all I'm going to do. Yeah, there really isn't anything else that I could say. It's just, it's going to be that. It's not going to change. And, well, let's see if I can push up into the top 15. Because as I said, I can't speak. As I said, top 15 is actually, for me, something that I expect now. And I want to expect top 15s. Over the course of the season, I want to try and push up to 12th, 11th place. As far as a finishing, like an average finishing position. That's where I want to go. Alright, let's go. Oh, I'm already spinning. Well, my shithousery has put me up to the 13th now. Well, like I said, somehow my shithousery got myself pushed up all the way here to 13. Oh shit. Too much shithousing. George. Hasn't Latifi only gotten one better result than George this season, which was when George crashed out at the
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead.
And Latifi finished in
the
11th?
zone.
Wasn't that the only time Latifi got a better result than George? Okay, I'm going too fast into that turn. Stroll and Sainz duking it out up here. Stroll, are you dense? Holy Jesus, man. Stroll with the super block. That was a no-joke super block from Lance Stroll there. It's Stroll, what did you expect? Yeah, even his AI is pretty goddamn awful. Weren't we just talking about earlier about how not awful this guy was as a driver? And what does his AI do? His AI is trying to shithouse me? Uh-oh. My chair's out of its grooves. My chair's out of its grooves in this plastic. Oh, why'd I do that? So it's not been going well for the Bears. Gotcha. That's all I get out of that, is it's not been going well for the Bears. Hit 10-3 sucking against the Rams. Hell, Mitchell Trubisky could do that. Put him in, stat. We need him to suck some more. No, wait.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
Why'd I downshift there? Don't have a favorite team. My favorite driver is Kimi. Which, when he retires, it's going to be changing to Danny Ricciardo.
We're only a second away from the car ahead. Let's see if we can use DRS to pass him.
I'm also super casual when it comes to F1, so... Shit. Oh, I broke way too late. Guess ask the question right back to you there, Graham. I'm out of the fucking DRS stream for this man. I will say this, I am pulling away from people behind me, Magnussen, Sainz. I guess that just shows how good of a driver he is. He's able to take that car that Ferrari has and wheel it around to continuously battle for top 5. Once again, broke way too late.
Yellow flag.
Oh, for who? Albon is out of the session!
Green flag.
Who was just talking about Albon in the chat? You jinxed it. You jinxed it. Albon is out of the session. Coffin, please, for Mr. Albon.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
A lot of people coming in
George
now.
is coming in for his stop.
A lot of people coming in now for the soft-hard strategy. Top 5 at the moment. That's because pit cycles and everything. Yeah, AI is 95 is what surrounds you. But oh no. I was well within the striking distance of getting him.
No need to worry about tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Yes, Sergio Perez's landing points could be, well, Red Bull. Or hell, he could go to Williams and unseat George Russell, to the chagrin of many. That is an option. All right, pitting this time, pitting
We're
this
boxing
time.
this lap. George is in the pits. George in the pits.
Why is George in the pits again? First time must have been like a busted wing. First time had to have been a busted wing. All right, Pit Predictor says that I will be coming out 13th. All right, like I said, Pit Predictor says that I'll come out in 13th place. Since I think the majority of the people that are in this pack are just coming up to the final turn. Guys! Guys! Oh my god.
Complete. Go now.
What the hell pit stop was that?
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
George was already gone from the pits. Why did you take so long? It's not like they didn't know I was coming. Dude, that was atrocious. I have no idea why it was that bad. Did the pit crew forget where they were for a second? Yeah, if anybody's gonna ruin their chance at points, it's me, alright? I don't need any help. Pit crew do not have to sabotage a race when I can sabotage it myself. Yeah, Drive to Survive, Netflix crew members. Okay, make it look like shit. Can do, boss. Yeah, but here's the thing. George was in the pits at the start of the lap. Oh, wow, that was bad. George went into the pits at the start of the lap. There was no reason for them to fuck that up that badly. So I have no idea what happened. I started watching Drive to Survive after I started playing this game. And as I may mention to you earlier, it's the reason why after Kimi retires, I'm going to be a fan of Daniel Ricciardo. I'm going to put all my loyalty into Danny. Because he's so affable, so likable. You shoot the shit with him for hours. He'll tell you stories for hours and hours. Go down to a pub, have a pint, talk for hours about racing stories and non-racing stories, even like just random shit he probably did in the out in Australia. Really, Hanson? Okay. Then my mind is going. Carlos Sainz is here in boss music. Carlos Sainz had to pit because he's on soft tires. Oh, hi, Bottas. Oh, hi, Bottas. How's my day? It's been okay. How's yours been? Stay close to Bottas. I need to get into his DRS stream. Jet. Williams were last champions the year I was born? Really? I was born in 87. Oh, it said 97. I thought it said 87. No. 87. Favorite driver is Kimi. God damn it. But once he retires, I'm putting my stock into Danny Ricciardo. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought that said 87, but then again, it's like that didn't add up because, of course, Nigel Mansell won the title in 92. And Nigel Mansell did it in a Williams. Yeah, that's what happens when I'm trying to scan chat while racing. I see things wrong. I mean, I could also just blame it on because I'm getting old. Last Williams podium was Baku with Stroll. Yes, that was correct. I do know that. 2017, was it? Stroll at Baku was 2017, I believe. Oh, 2018? No. I will say this, if I stay in Bottas's range, he's going to lead me to points. That's not even a shred of a lie. Towing behind Bottas, I think I'm going to be getting some points. That would be nice if I could. Like, at this point in time, I'm not even going to try to pass him. I'm just going to wait till he leads me up to Stroll and anybody past him. Yeah, Bottas is making me a DRS god right now. Oh shit, that was bad. I'm sure we can find ways around it, handsome. There are always ways. There's always a way. I mean, it would have to be Vettel. Leclerc started ahead of him. Uh-oh.
George is coming in for his stop.
I wasn't catching Bottas. I was in his slipstream and just DRSing behind him. But that's gone now after a bad couple of turns. It was there to ruin the view. Dude, that's only like 3%, 4% of the view. Most of the time I'm not looking down the middle anyway. I know you mean for yourself, the viewer, but I honestly can't play this any other way. I really can't. I cannot play with the T-cam. I don't really want to play this with the pillar removed. Alright, hopefully with this train, that'll get me up and catching with them. If Bottas couldn't do it on his own, I'll wait until I get to the train. Also, it is known that the Halo pillar in this game is thicker than what it is IRL. Albon and George Russell have both said the same things on
Okay,
screen.
some information on Raikkonen. They're retiring from the race.
Kimi is out of the race. My father is out. He should have stayed retired. Coffin, please, for Kimi. Should have stayed retired, Pops.
Caution, caution.
Yeah, should have stayed
Okay,
retired.
clear.
He is faster to the pub, you're right. How do you know it wasn't caused because he had something in his water tank? That wasn't water. Can't prove that it wasn't. Alright, I'm back within the DRS train. With 5 laps to go.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Want to exact my revenge on Stroll here. I'm so close to points, yep. Careful with my driving, shit. Yeah, I'd like to believe that wasn't a typo. Oh, shit. Did they text me? Alright. Pick my time. Must be nice if I had a little bit more fuel in my tank.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix 2 soon.
Get past this train, damn it. It is. It really is. Which is why I am hoping for engine upgrades all this season. All throughout the season, I'm focusing on engine upgrades. So that will not be an issue. Oh, Stroll, we meet again. this point in time, I hope that Bottas gets out of DRS range. So that's just down to Stroll and I. But I know that's not going to happen. Or actually, it might. Bottas has already opened up a second on him. Oh! Oh, this might be juicy! This might be some spicy shit near the end of this race.
We've been awarded.
But fortunately I do have the flashbacks. Fortunately, I have not used any flashbacks. But no, we are in prime spicy mode going into this lap. Yeah, I self-impose a limit of only using 3. It's technically unlimited, but I self-impose a limit. Stroll's out of it.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Cunt, I want to punch you. It's going to come down to the DRS straight. Ah, he got me. Ah, he got me. Damn it!
That's
Damn
the
it,
end of the
damn
race.
it,
We'll
damn
see
it.
you in Parc Fermé.
Ah, so close, man. But yeah, I would think that my pit crew, like, stalled out for 7 seconds. My pit crew stalled out 7 seconds. They easily cost me points.
Today, and they've taken a fantastic
Oh my
win.
God, man.
Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to
Max
deliver
Verstappen
such an
with the win.
incredible result today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's
Oh,
being quick,
man, that
and then there's being
sucks.
quick
That
lap
sucks
after lap
hardcore.
after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalize.
I
Red
had
Bull put
that
up an
point. I had those
outstanding
points,
fight for the
man.
front position
And the
today, and it's
fucking
great to
pit
see
crew
it
messed
paid
me
off
up.
for them. They do
Kvyat!
so much for the sport
Oh my
that you
God.
can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
So Max wins, Lewis second, and Daniel Kvyat's third? Daniel Kvyat with a podium. All right, I see ya. Strange as it is, I see ya.
And after this round of the World Championship,
Look at that. Look at that. And Pierre Gasly in fourth. Man, AlphaTauri out to a fucking flyer. Actually, get this. AlphaTauri have more points than Mercedes right now. AlphaTauri have 27 points. Mercedes only have 22. Now, obviously, it's not sustainable. They're not going to keep that up. But, wow. Yeah, there you go. Verstappen, Hamilton, Kvyat, Gasly, Sergio Perez, your top 5. Leclerc, Vettel, Bottas, Ricciardo, and Lance Stroll. Ah, you son of a bitch. All right.
here's how things look in the drivers'
And then
table.
let's take a look
Today's
at the
performance
bottom
means
10.
Max Verstappen
I, of course, start with the bottom 10. Then Lando, Ocon. Hey, I beat Ocon in the rivalry. Off to a flyer and start. Magnussen, Sainz, Grosjean, Giovinazzi, and Russell is the final one running. He ends a lap down. Kimi and Alexander Albon both DNFing.
Now owns the top spot in the Drivers' Championship. Some amazing...
So close to points, man. So close to getting a point. But yeah, look at that. Alpha Tauri, not just beating Mercedes, not just beating Ferrari, but also beating Red Bull. They are top of the constructor standing after one race. Of course, one race does not a season make, as much as several people would like it to be. Alpha Tauri is leading after one race. Racing Point in 5th. Renault coming up in 6th, last of those that have points. Williams, McLaren, Haas, Alpha all have nothing so far.